Beer log, supplemental. So when my brother came to visit, the one thing he said he wanted to do was to drink an old Thomas Hardy. So I have one of the Thomas Hardy 1999s that I drank on a previous episode, and he is my brother, and I'll do this once. Now it's interesting. This is a room temperature beer. It's not been in the fridge, so it's actually the way you're supposed to serve it. And oh wait, you want some?
Yeah, I was looking at my empty glass. I will say that Fred did make a mistake in saying that he had a case of these, so I knew it wasn't too much to ask.
Sorry, I shorted you there a little bit.
That's right. I figured I was your little brother, and that was carrying charges.
So anyway, cheers. Here's to Thomas Hardy 1999, and hopefully this one is as good as the one I drank a week ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still sweet, lots of flavor.
So, I mean, this is 1999. We just drank 16-year-old beers and 20-year-old beers, and they didn't hold up as well. Do you know what the difference? Why this holds up? Is it just sweeter, or because it's not more alcohol, right?
Well, it is a little more. It's 11.7, which I think is more than the Trappist that we did. They were 11.2 was, I think.
Yeah.
But I can't swear to that. But this has a lot more residual. Mm-hmm. The starting gravity, the density at the start of fermentation on this is a lot higher than the others. And another difference is, I believe this is all malt. Mm-hmm. They if you watch the previous episode, I go into a little bit more, but it's a mash. They take the first runnings. The Belgian beers, I couldn't swear, but most of them have use candy sugar, mm-hmm. Which is a form of sucrose, which adds alcohol without adding body, which I think is why some of the ones end up being a little bit thin, because once that sugar ferments out, there's not as much malt to back it up. Whereas this doesn't have any sugar; it's all malt, so there's much more residual to give it body.
No, that makes perfect sense.
And it's though I was disappointed, and again, if you the Thomas Hardy video I did, I have some 96, and which is 25 years old, which is what they sort of say is the peak, mm-hmm. and they were past its prime. I mean, they were still good. They were as good as the Trappist Abbey beers we just had, but this is head and shoulders.
This is superb. Yeah, not had anything like this.
Yeah, it is.
It's got some of that aging.
Yeah, it's
still
old.
Really sweet and flavorful, and that's
we're saying sweet. It's not sweet in a bad way.
No,
it's not like
not like candy.
It's like you're drinking a Coca-Cola or something.
Right.
It's a malty.
It's
sweetness.
It's very malty. That's I guess the right word. But,
so. Yeah. Just to go over this Thomas Hardy's ale. It is Thomas Hardy's ale, not Thomas Hardy ale. This is the ale belonging to Thomas Hardy.
We're drinking Thomas's ale.
He's rolling over in his grave. Brewed and bottled by. Now this is interesting. I'm going to have to get my one from last week, because this says brewed and bottled by Thomas Hardy Brewery Limited, Dorchester, England. So
because these little medallions are from.
That's from the next brewer. That's O'Hanlon's.
Okay, that's O'Hanlon's.
So the one I had from last week said brewed and bottled by Eldridge Pope. And if you watch the video, I had sort of commented on that because I thought it had said, from what I remember, is they had I don't know the exact thing, but Eldridge Pope was stopped brewing it, and Eldridge Pope closed in '99. So these were the last Hardy's until O'Hanlon's picked it up in 2003. But I thought the last year was a separate company. They stopped brewing it, but some people, and my guess is that, might have been the brewery workers, said, hey, no, we'll continue that. So there was a Thomas Hardy company.
Oh,
Thomas Hardy Brewery. So I don't know where the other bottle
we'll find
is. We'll find it. But I'll maybe add it in the notes or something. So, and as I said, in 2099, the Eldridge Pope closed. And when I heard that, I went down my local beer store, and they had 2 full cases of this and a bunch of loose bottles, and I bought the 2 full cases. And that was the most money I'd ever spent on a beer in my life, probably till this day. I mean, there may have been total beer purchases that were more, but this was one beer. It's 2 cases of one beer.
Yeah.
And I felt guilty for about 30 seconds.
No, but this is like a fine wine or a aged 21-year-old Scotch.
Yeah.
Or it has that kind of characteristic to it.
Yeah.
Being very mature, but still having a lot of flavor.
Yeah. And it's
nice.
It's basically uncarbonated. I mean, there's there's a little bit.
Yeah. A handful of bubbles.
But it's not one that, you're not. The carbonation does a lot of things. Part of it is it makes it refreshing, tingling in your mouth, and as the CO2 comes out of solution, and this is not a refreshing beer. This is not. You hike to the top of Mount Whitney, or you finish your marathon bicycle ride. You say, "Oh yeah, I'm Thomas Hardy."
Yeah, it's not a Miller 64 where you just finished your marathon and you want something cold to drink.
Yeah.
No, this is fine wine for non-beer people.
So anyway, well, I'm glad you came to visit.
I'm glad you're sharing. This is awesome.
So, in another 20 years, I'll share another one with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, I have, and I have to dig it out. I have I think an 89 and a 90 single bottles. I might have 1 or 2 bottles. I don't know, not a case. And so I may try one of those just because the 96 was kind of disappointing.
But it wasn't a bad bottle.
And it wasn't bad. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. Say it was. It just was not this good.
Right.
It was when I drank it first, and it was okay. This is okay. It's oxidized. It's aged. It tastes like an old beer, and then I had this one, and it was like, oh boy.
Yeah, this is a treat. Yeah.
So
even my friends who don't like beer would like this. I mean, it's not that they don't like beer, but they don't drink beer. They would drink this.
Do not give them my address.
I won't.
I don't want people showing up on I saw your video and you have lots of this.
He had a whole case.
I've already had people request, you have lots of this? Well, why don't you bring me one next time you come to Europe?
No, I can see why you don't. I appreciate you sharing it with me.
I have to get something in response.
Yeah. This is extraordinary.
Yeah. So we're going to end the supplemental log because we're just going to sit here gushing about this beer. So we're going to drink it on our own. So we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this.